It's been a minute, so here from STW, welcome to the Wrestling is Tutors podcast, and a specific topic is on podcast. And if you're tuning into the first episode, or first thing on the Wrestling is Tutors podcast week, we're going to call it the Wrestling is Tutors podcast week, where you get every week, and you get in a full week every
talking about more wrestling stuff. Let's get into it. The Wrestling Series podcast. Today's topic is the mysterious world of the Wyatt Six, the vignettes, Bray Wyatt, his creation, Uncle
Howdy, all that stuff. As you know, Bray Wyatt is a big figure in professional wrestling. A creative mind as he is, has always been his entire life. Bray Wyatt's brother, Howdy, Bo Dallas, right, is following his lineage. But Bray Wyatt, again, has done such good characters like the likes of Swamp Bray Wyatt, Eater of Worlds, The Fiend, Mr. Rogers type character, Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, and the four with the Howdy one, which nobody knew what kind of Bray Wyatt that is. It's kind of weird to know what that character was. Really, it was quite realistic. It felt like it was more Wyndham than it was Bray Wyatt. So it was Wyndham Rotunda playing real Wyndham Rotunda talking from his heart. It felt too realistic to say, oh, it is a character. No, it just felt too much Wyndham Rotunda. And sadly, Bray Wyatt, had such a big career. Three-time three-time world champion. And again, people don't understand, in professional wrestling, I get it, you need to have a certain amount of championships and accolades to be that guy. But in pro wrestling, I don't think, if you are a character specific, if you are a abnormal, over-the-top character, you don't need titles. So the booking of Bray Wyatt is another topic, and yeah, it was not done well. But again, Bray Wyatt has done anything he has ever done. He has won the WWE Championship. He's a two-time Universal Champion. He has won the Tag Team Championships. So the Firefly Fun out the best cinematic match, in my opinion. In terms of, how story told that match was, that was the best match, cinematic ever. Fight me, you're gonna say it's gonna be Taker versus Styles, More Calloway, we can also say that. You know what I'm gonna say. Rather that, I'm gonna talk about a topic here. Then Bray Wyatt's career, in her passing away. So, and he got all that was he introduced us to this character, Uncle Howdy, which was quite a mysterious character at that time. Didn't know what to think of that character. Huh? It was like, what are you thinking of that character? It's a interesting character nonetheless, but it was not a fun character. It was quite weird. I was like, this guy, is he just like a sidekick of Bray Wyatt? And people were saying, is this Alexa Bliss or Bo Dallas? Because mostly it was like, this has to be Bo Dallas. There were not rumors about it, but, they never told us. And there probably no reveal or something. And then we got the documentary, which led into Bray with the Wyndham Rotunda documentary, which was narrated by Mark Calloway. It shows everything in Bray's chapter, his creative mind, how he worked, how his down, his ups, every little thing. What happened when he got to his release or something. The footage that nobody knew, that was he creatively stifled? What was the problems? Everybody got to know what was going on from that footage. Moving on to all that documentary of Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, his career, FCW, him not liking the Husky Harris, gimmick or something, and then evolving into the Bray Wyatt, and then going to the theme later on. It was so special to see. But at the end of the documentary, it was a 2-hour documentary. It probably made you cry as well. It made everybody cry. Let's get about that. At the end of the documentary, you had a little teaser. You had a little teaser right there. And people were speculating, what the fuck? What the fudge was this? What the fuck was this? Everybody was like, what is this? What does this teaser mean? It was such a fucking confusing teaser and nobody understood what does this teaser even mean. And that teaser, oh boy, it did a lot. It did a lot to the wrestling industry. Moving onwards. Again, we're all regular storylines. We're not going to talk about those. We're just like, it just builds up and then slowly. And some of the Bray Wyatt ones were. We look back at those t-shirts when Bray Wyatt was returning at Extreme Rules. Those teasers were not as. Didn't look like. Those teasers were pretty cool, but these teasers were like long and they just, one thing about these teasers, man, it's been a while since a person has legit been scared watching WWE. Horror. The horror in those teasers. It gave absolute pain. It was not a good thing for a person who don't like horror, but it was fun. It was scary. It made me get scared a lot. So those teasers were really good. The thing I did not get scared to was the Bray Wyatt teasers. The Uncle Howdy, the Wyatt 6 teasers were so scary. The freaking, just symbols, the reckoning is coming, the danger, the freaking everything. And then it all just got. And then soon he started reaching out to people like Jokies, Nikki Cross, Dexter Loomis. The next one is Eric Rowan, Eric Redbeard, And then it just built it up. It just built itself up. It was like every little teaser from about April, I believe, it just got better and better. These teasers were wild. They were scary. This would scare the living shit out of somebody. If you think about it. It was not, they were funny. They were not funny. It would scare the living shit out of you. I believe people will not get scared. A lot of people who won't. But people would too, It's the world of the Bray Wyatts and whatever the hell. This world that teasers, bam. They were not. These teasers, in my opinion, were I think this was the plan for when Bray Wyatt was going to return. They were going to do something. I think this was already done. But, Freddie passed away and he was not being included in this. It was a really confusing, absolutely scenarios that you're like, okay, Bray Wyatt. Okay, what to Bray Wyatt, huh? Because she, again, and these teasers led up to some stuff, yeah. Bray Wyatt's therapist got kidnapped. This shit was scary. It was not something that was not scary. It was really scary. It was scared the shit out of anybody. And it slowly built up to the end of, I believe, and then also the WWE Network, whatever the WWE intro that they have now. That, the glitch over that. And then people still reacting to the Michael Cole reacting, everybody's reacting to that shit and stuff. And it's getting worse and worse. People are like, what the fuck is going on? So then right to that is freaking Bray. Sure, it's like freaking Bo Dallas. My bad. Uncle Howdy. And Y6. And then we see on like the reckoning is coming. And as soon as everybody knew was getting hyped up, and as soon as Monday Night Raw came on our televisions, everybody tuned in to see this segment. Because this segment itself was the reason we were watching. We were watching because of this specific set. There was no other reason why we're watching, right? And as we tune into this segment, everything, Man, everything just clicked. Everything that had to be done and had to, work out. It worked out. Jey Uso ended up winning the match. It was a Money in the Bank triple threat qualifying match, and then he's doing his thing, and the Fiend style, the lights go out, and then the Bray Wyatt, sonora goes up, that some like stuff like that. It was so good. And then slowly that door opens. You're like, you would have goosebumps. You would have a chill up your spine, feeling, what the fuck is going on? And because a lot of people knew that the reckoning is coming, and we want to see how it's going to be done. And we're excited to see it, and we wanted to really go beyond our expectations. And I'm just gonna tell you, they went beyond my expectations. I had never seen this in the world of WWE or in world of professional wrestling. It was a square for. So slowly, in comes Abby the Witch. So Abby the Witch slowly comes in. She is this vengeful girl, Abby the Witch. Alright, Abby the Witch slowly comes up. Abby the Witch has a mind of her own to say, I would say, not seeing, you could do something else or whatever, but it's the cross, as I said, crawling in from that hell of horror of a gate, where the hell that was, and you slowly go in, and then you see Eric Rowan, Ramblin' Rabbit. The Ramblin' Rabbit holding the bludgeon hammer to honor, Brody Oak Harbor. And then we go into, and then we see a tons of crew and whatever the fuck laid out. And then, my God, already I was like, this is an actual fucking mass. And it just kept on getting worse. And you would be scared, you would pee your pants seeing this shit. It was that scary, man. It was so cool, but it was so scary. You buy into that horror, and my God, you get into now the gorilla position. Gorilla Monsoon and all, the gorilla, where the creative sits. And it's battered, from the minutes we have from the forever time you've seen the gorilla position. It's a sacred place. They went after the freaking gorilla position. It was battered, destroyed in a way. It was absolutely destroyed, battered. All the above. I'm not the same. And there you see Mercy the Buzzard sitting there, cross-legged. And it's like, holy fuck. And then you can see either, I think, Hall Effect. I don't know, people pointed out Carmelo, people pointed out the sets that the Braun, I don't know what. The reports gonna end up coming there about some, we don't know what's the situation currently. It wasn't set really, then they even not really acknowledged that, so it was not him. But And Paul Levesque also. It was not Paul Levesque. It was because he already came out well, whatever. Now we move into the aspect of this being the scary shit thing that is scaring people shitless, right, at this point. And then we go out of the gorilla after we see blood, blood everywhere, a knife. I hit on Carmel Hayes triple time. Look, the Hunters laid out. It was a massacre. It was more than a massacre. It was Judgment Day. It was like, it's your last day. It's in your dead. It was a reckoning. It was genocide. I'm not gonna say more about it. That's just a genocide is a different thing. But a genocide, I mean, in terms of horror, it was genocide. It was terrible. I'm not gonna get into that because it's controversial. Because we're not gonna talk about that. But my God, it was so good. And how scary it felt watching that shit. So we go in to see now Joe Gacy. And then we look at Joe Gacy, his pig mask and stuff. He is Huskus the pig. And because, Huskus the pig, Abby the witch, Rambling Rabbit, Mercy the buzzard. All these were like Bray Wyatt's kids. Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt. So a really good storytelling. Like to see these people, and who are they playing? Rambling Rabbit, Husky the pig. It's so fun. It's such a great thing to see that. Husky the pig, man. Joe Gacy had a feud with, I believe, I don't know what's the name, but stupid, and we knew who were these people that be, but my God, such a good character with Joe. Huskus the pig, Rambling Rabbit, Mercy the buzzard, Abby the witch, and then you see Chad Gable, and after this, man, there was no remorse for Gable. And the theories came up that Gable was shot dead. He was busted open. It was bleeding all over from us. Oh, the blood was, just spilling down his face. And people thought he was dead. And the conspiracy just came into more that he stopped saying thank you, which we're going to get to the other thing here with Gabe and that story. That's a fantastic one. But, and then you see, for the first time, Uncle Howdy feeling like a dangerous psychopathic clown character. He felt like a horror clown. He felt like I'll give you an example to that. The Jericho, I think whatever it's called, and you see Wednesday. In Wednesday, something like that happens, where I don't remember too well, but that kind of scene. There's a picture clip to show you if see right now for this, or I don't know much, but something along. It just gave me down vibe right there, the Wednesday vibe. And like how that Uncle Howdy character looked. Like, he looked scared. He felt like the main guy. He didn't feel like a sidekick. And my God, he walked in. He picked up and looked at Gable, started laughing a little, smirking. Picked up Huskus the pig. Mercy the buzzard followed him. Rambling Rabbit. Everybody coming out. The crowd chanting, holy shit, as we go off the air. And people losing their mind, a massacre, a genocide happened in pro wrestling. a scripted genocide nonetheless, but with the WWE in terms of in the product, in terms of the product, a genocide in the product, okay, not it's the company, whatever. Nothing on WWE. Don't take that personally. A genocide in the product. I think that's a good way to put it. Because a massacre, it is a massacre. It was more than a massacre. It was a genocide. They absolutely battered them. For no reason, just battered them. Didn't see like why they battered though. People who had nothing to do with some stuff. People who had were not, and they got battered. And my God, this world of mysterious spookiness, it had its downs, really. Bray Wyatt did, do his best, but Vince was relentless and not to let him be fully Vince had a little pull in it, and it affected what Vince wanted in Bray's vision. But Bray Wyatt, as a damn character, a creative mind the hell he was, she's gonna be proud in heaven for this, I tell you right away. And the entire Rotunda family's gonna be proud because this was Bray's vision. Bray's vision still lives on to this day. This was a masterpiece. And we're gonna see what comes in more with this scenario and how this can be. Because my God, this is the best thing, the best debut that the WWE has ever produced, in my opinion. And I think people wouldn't generally say in their opinion too, but it's my opinion as well. So I'm just giving you a fact here. And it's the best freaking debut of a faction. Clearly, there's not a single faction that goes close. Even the Shield, I'm sorry, they don't live a candle to what the Wyatt Six are and their threat in their date. This is gonna be generational. This is gonna be going down as absolutely one of the best stuff in horror in general. And again, Bray Wyatt, he's so proud of his own creation, and his ideas are still alive. And man, what a time it's to see this. And I would love if Bray Wyatt was, doing that was in part of those ideas in the product, but sadly that ain't the case. Rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda, man. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. But a dawn of a reckoning, I would say. A dawn of a reckoning? No, that makes no shit sense. A new dawn is coming, and it's the reckoning of the Wyatt Six. And the shit that they're gonna do, and I hope it's really unpredicted. I hope it's not what we're gonna think they're gonna do, because I want them to do what we don't want them to do. I mean, like, in a good way, not in a bad. I mean, like, change the way how we pursue spooky characters or characters with abnormal aspects of them. Because I believe since The Undertaker, it's never been to, he was this one inglorious character, and he is going to go down as the greatest over the top and normal character, and it worked as well for him. It was always because that time the internet was not too much, and we did not have people reporting shit too much, and kids did not get into that stuff. Everybody thought pro wrestling was real. People thought that was real, but you could tell it wasn't real, really. But it was just a belief of that time that things were real like that. But Lord, this was the greatest thing. The greatest thing, like, one of the greatest stuff. Like, this year in 2024, this Wyatt Six shipped. It's going to be a reckoning that we're not ready for. Might I say, Uncle Howdy's genocide.